Good afternoon to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I've just gone for a little bushwalk close to home in an area called Moxham's Park, which has a number of beautiful walking trails. And I'm reminded how short our memories are when I walk along these trails, thinking that a couple of years ago we were devastated by bushfires all through New South Wales, which caused a lot of pain and a lot of devastation. And since those bushfires, we've had a lot of rain, a huge amount of rain, which has given the forests a growth spurt in terms of further fuel for future bushfires and combustion. And I guess it's just a lesson for each and every one of us to consider that come a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, the record rains that we had over the past year or two are fueling tomorrow's tragedies and bushfires. So what you are looking at here is happening a millionfold across all the forest land, all the bushland in Australia, where bark that is dried is falling to the ground. And this bark, as you can see, is going to be the combustion and the engine room to tomorrow's bushfires. A lot of people talk about the importance of backburning and fuel management, but just going through this little bushwalk area here, close to home in suburban Sydney, you can see that regardless of how much one invests in reducing the fuel for future bushfires, the effort is just impossible to get on top of, because Sydney, New South Wales is surrounded by huge forests, huge national parks that have a tremendous amount of fuel that is being dropped day by day. And as we said, and as we alluded to, this fuel is going to be tomorrow's problem. So where am I getting to? I guess the point that I want to make is that it's virtually impossible to get on top of nature, because when it rains, it absolutely pours, and when it pours, it gives significant growth spurts to our forests and bush areas, and before you know it, the forest floor is inundated and mounted up with heaps and heaps of fuel, and all that it takes is a spark during the hot, dry summer months to set it all alight. Anyway, I'll head back because I don't know where this trail goes to. It's the first time I'm coming down this trail, this path, even though I've lived in this suburb, this area, for 45 years. A few years ago, I used to come to another track on the other side of the road and do my bushwalks when my children were young. But one day I came across a red-bellied black snake sitting across the path, and as you can well imagine, that hobby became an unpopular hobby for me from that point on, and I found other ways of exercising and getting out in the elements. So thank you very much for joining me after a a decent break. I haven't done a 5 a.m. club since today for at least 3 months or more. We've all been overwhelmed with COVID and the lockdowns and all the challenges that come with this style of life. And I guess I lost my mojo, lost my drive and lost my purpose. But it was only temporary. Like everything I do, I give things a short break and I come back re-energized, reinvigorated to continue along my merry way. I have got about 50 or 60 book summaries sitting there in the background that I've summarized and are in notepad format, and it's waiting for the moment, waiting for the time where I can travel about, take you down to the coastline, take you to other beautiful places in Sydney where we can showcase the beauty of this magnificent country that we live in and overlay it with messages of empowerment where we can learn and understand the world around us a little bit better. But Sydney is beautiful. The suburbs are magnificent. And I guess each suburb has its highlights, has its places to walk and to congregate and to get away from the mundane routines of life. And it's up to each and every one of us to take responsibility, to enact our duty to ourselves, and to get out and about and to live a life of leisure and recreation where possible. And with the technology that we have available to us in terms of our video phones and social media, it's a good idea to be able to share the beauties of this country around us and to highlight them. Highlight it where possible. Don't keep it a secret, but make it part of everybody's vicarious lifestyle, especially now when, as we said, many of us are in lockdown, unable to work, to travel, and having to manage those challenges is something that each and every one of us have to solve. So thanks very much once again for joining me on Jim's 5 a.m. Club. I look forward to coming to you again from a different location with a different messages of empowerment, where we can live, learn and pass it on and celebrate our lives as best we can, and to look for the positivity. Look for the positivity in what we do. And as you can see, I'm not the only one enjoying the trails here. There are lots of people who are out and about, making the most of their time. So thank you very much. Daleme, and until we chat again, stay safe, stay well, and enjoy your lovely life, your lovely suburb. And before you know it, we'll be back to normal, or as close to normal as possible. Yasas, and bye for now.